As we move on into the next chapter, we still continue with this outside approach to something that's coming on from the inside. So much so that we get in the next chapter, which is going to add up to 7, which is going to be the Lord's Day. This is usually when we hook up with Mother and a child is born through God, which would be our child within, through meditation. And this is birth from the right side of the brain. This would be the wife, the mother, that is. So here in this story, when we get to this, we're coming to this particular point. Here, let's find this out. Let's bring this down. That what we get here, chapter 16, is representing the 7. So what we get is we get his wife giving a maid to her husband to bear a child. So this is totally on the outside. This is totally representing what happen on the outside, and they give birth to Ishmael. So I've just told the whole story, just like that. That's simple. Because what you have to understand is that when the birth is the child, it comes from the right side of the brain. This is coming from, it didn't take the man to do it at all. This is a barren woman, all right, and she can't have child from the normal way. In fact, her way of bringing about a child is that God gives them to her. It doesn't come to her through her man's penis, okay? He's using it on all these other people, all these other things. So that's how this works, okay? So let's put Sarah through the grinding mill here. Sarah, Abram's wife, was bare him no children, so she gave her handmaid to an Egyptian whose name was Hagar. Right? All right. And Sarah said to Abram, "Behold, the Lord has restrained me from being able to bear." There's no fruit on the vine. There's no fruit on the vine. So I'm going to give you my maid. I want you to go into her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. Now, he's taking on something lower. So this is not going to represent the brother. This isn't going to represent the child. That's because it's being born on the left side of our brain, all right, from this side. So it's Abram's wife took Hagar, the maid, the Egyptian, and Abram had dwelt with for 10 years, the land of Canaan, and gave to her husband, Abram, to be his wife. And he went unto Hagar, and she conceived. When she saw that she conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Sarah said unto Abram, "My wrong be upon thee. I give him my maid, my bosom," and I feel terrible about it. It just makes me mad. And so she comes to 6. And Abram said to Sarah, "Behold, the maid is your handmaid. Do it to her as you please thee." And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. So this would be the 6. She got rid of this she got rid of, this person. This was the outside. She just didn't want around. Well, while this thing was outside in the wilderness by a fountain, where she found, remember, all these people are inside. This fountain is this inner side of us. It's a beautiful place to come and drink and to get your thirst in and stuff like that on. So anyways, Abraham said unto Sarah, "Behold, thy maid is in thy..." Oh, that's 6. An angel of the Lord found her by a fountain. That's this one, all right? And on 8, he said to Hagar, Sarah's maid, says, "What you came from? Where are you going to?" And she said, "I flee from the face of my mistress, Sarah." Number 8. Starting all over again over here at 9. And the angel of the Lord said to her, "Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself to her hand." The angel of the Lord said unto her, "I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, and that it shall not be numbered for the multitude." That's number 10. 11. 11's always going to be around here, the skin, the God's creation, the body, people, you, me. the right left side. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man, and his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of the brethren. This is all showing up. This is all outside business. All right. 13 comes back over here. And she called the name of the Lord and spoke to her. Thou, God, seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked upon him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called blah, blah, blah. All right. That means the living well. This is the living well. This is an inside thing. Behold, it's between Kadesh and Bered. That well is between here and there. The well is between the earth and the moon. All right, or between earth and heaven. This is that's in the midst. They're still in the midst. All of these guys are in the midst. Hagar bare son. The son's name was Ishmael. Abram was 46 years old when Hagar bare him, Abram. Bear Ishmael to Abram. So 40, one score is 20. So there's 40. Is that it? 2, 4, 6, 8. So it'll be 80 plus 6, so 86. If you put that together, you're going to come to 14. It's going to be another 9. A 5. It's going to be a 5. It's going to be. So he is still just a man when all this stuff is happening. So he did not change by having this child born, because if it were the child that she brings about, this will bring Abraham and Sarah, that brings both of them the breath of God. So he didn't get any of that. This did not have, there was nothing beautiful come out of this. It was just, a promise that I will give more to this guy. And of course, the promise is always to these people that are born from the left side, because the potential is in them to be greater. Shall they be able to shirk all the works, get all the works done, and come over to this other side? So again, what we have in the stories here is we have an outside approach to something that's going to be an inside thing. So here we have Abraham's wife, Sarai, given over her maiden to her husband to give children. All right. This is going to be something that happens a lot in these stories, because because if they're the husbands or the wives of these guys, that are in the story, the main guys in the story, they're almost all going to be, a little pent up, little stoved up. They can't get things moving. All right. Anyways, that's it. I'll be back in a minute. I have company.